Hey everyone, welcome to Arthur's Psychological World. Today, she reveals why some doctors act more like concert goers. How's work going? Have you been thinking of any serious wild ideas? All my thoughts are serious, but sadly, you can't hear a thing. But hey, it's just a welfare organization, and the doctors are only worried about their paychecks, not the patients. And now, thanks to budget cuts from the government, this place is shutting down next week. They don't care about folks like you or me. Arthur suddenly understands the doctor's helplessness, forgiving her past neglect. Scene changes. One day, Arthur finally gets an opportunity to perform at the bar and she's super excited, having prepared an epic script. However, when she confidently steps on stage, she gets so nervous she bursts out laughing uncontrollably, despite her best efforts. Her laughter echoes through the whole bar as the audience stares at her like she's a clown, except for a woman in the corner enjoying the show. After the performance, Arthur walks alone on a bustling street, out of sync with the crowd. She spots a poster about a shooting. To her surprise, all the oppressed folks are now looking at the deadly clown as a hero, making Arthur feel like she finally has a purpose. That night, her mother asks Arthur to write to Thomas. Out of curiosity, Arthur peeks inside. Then she stumbles upon a chilling secret. The letter reveals Arthur is actually Thomas' son, and her mother knows her time is running out. That's why she keeps writing, hoping Thomas would lend a helping hand to Arthur. This shocking truth hits her like a thunderbolt. Arthur can't believe it, and can't understand why Thomas would abandon him. Only when she questions her mother about the truth does the long-buried secret come out. Thomas not only abandoned her mom, but also threatened her to keep quiet. Arthur can't handle such betrayal, and decides to visit Thomas' house all alone the next day. There, she meets Thomas' other son, Bruce, future Batman, but for some reason, Bruce looks pretty down. So, Arthur performs a magic trick for him, but just then, the butler bursts in, ordering Bruce to get away from Arthur. Even though Arthur tries to explain she's a good person, the butler looks at her like she's from another planet. Arthur explains his visit, revealing his mother's link to Thomas, only to be enraged by the butler. No matter what the truth is, she won't let anyone disrespect her mother. But seeing young Bruce, Arthur starts to question things. Maybe if she knew the truth, she could be better. Her truth, her truth, her truth, her truth. But the butler's words send Arthur over the edge. No matter the truth, she won't let anyone tarnish her mother. Looking at Bruce, she decides to escape. That night, her mother had a stroke, rushed to hospital. Worse, police suspected Arthur's connection to the shooting. Luckily, Arthur keeps her cool during the police's grilling and manages to talk her way out of it. But she never expected that Maury would use her bar performance video as his punchline. Seeing that, Arthur's admiration for Maury turns to rage. Can celebrities mock others' dreams? Meanwhile, the subway shooting acts like a spark, igniting the determination of the oppressed to rebel. People don clown costumes and take to the streets to protest, standing against Thomas' hypocrisy. Who would have thought that the efforts of these clowns are what build his wealth, and yet Thomas remains unaffected, still attending the charity gala. Before long, Arthur blends in with the clown crowd, getting caught up in the atmosphere, no longer feeling alone. This time, he no longer feels lonely as he stands shoulder to shoulder with countless clowns, seizing the opportunity to sneak into the venue and finds Thomas in the restroom. However, the moment Arthur brings up the topic of his mother, Thomas' face instantly darkens, completely shattering Arthur's last remaining glimmer of hope. Don't bring that up. I know it's bizarre. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. What is wrong with you people? How could you hear my mother talking? She's bonkers. Doesn't that seem weird to you, Dad? Here I am. Touch my son again, and I won't hesitate to lose my temper. Arthur can't accept the answer, feeling it's just another excuse for Thomas to abandon them. To calm down, Arthur locks himself in the fridge, and after a sleepless night, he gets a call from Moore's show inviting him. Though he can't wrap his head around why they mock him and still shamelessly invite him. But in the end, Arthur agrees and decides to dig for the truth before appearing on the show. According to Thomas, his mother was once at this hospital. Arthur requests records from 30 years ago. Staff feels pity for Arthur's request, but suddenly states they don't have the authority to share information. Arthur snatches the papers and runs like a madman, checking no one is then nervously opens the files. What he finds inside becomes the last straw for Arthur, pushing him into complete breakdown. He never expected that the one who caused his psychological wounds was actually his beloved mother.